Guys, I really need a Stoicheia deck that can multi-attack on turn 3, pull a bunch of crits, hand rip, counter charge, rush. I'm looking for such a deck that can do that. Can anyone recommend me a good Stoicheia deck? And why does it only cost 2,000 yen? Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Suzufor here. Today I am back to cover Bebebebe in Corocoro. So guys, hello. Today we are doing some of the Corocoro Start Deck decks. Generally speaking, I did that video for the whole Japanese opening back when we first got the product. Nobody watched it. Links in the description for that video. If you're also interested for my other stuff like my Nightrose video and encyclopedia or the Jheva video, which is actually important to this video, please check out the links in the description below. It means a lot to me, and of course channel memberships if you'd like to support me. Thank you to the 3 of you who so far have been my members. You know, it really helps for me to be able to buy stupid decks like this. So today this is Bebebebe. This is the Stoicheia deck from the Start Deck Pack. Do note that for the Start Deck packs, they are all dual nation, right? So you can play them either as Corocoro or you can play them as as the nation itself. Of course, because this is a Corocoro deck profile, we are doing it as the Corocoro. So the whole deck can be built strictly from the pack, and because of that, I'm gonna call back on my friend who helped me open that box once again. Today we have Nami.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Thank you so much for joining us. So we're gonna do this deck profile. The whole point of Bebebebe is that it's basically just a stronger version of Nirvana Jheva. The mechanic is virtually 1-to-1, it's exactly the same. Instead of Overdress now, you just call it explosive growth, right?
Correct.
That's what it's called. So yeah, I heard Jheva did pretty well. I heard you guys want a direct GP with it. Let's see if you can do that again, this time with Bebebebe. There is more interesting stuff here than Jheva. You get a hand rip for some strange reason. You get counter charge pretty easily. And you do get a Blitz Order that can just tank out people to Kingdom Come. It's even stronger than Threatening Roar. Is that what it's called? Defensing Roar. It's even better than Defensing Roar, which, I didn't think we would be able to power creep that card. But okay, we did. So let's start it off with that. The grade 0 for the right deck is going to be
Baby. It's your normal D series starter, but this is the cover art of the manga itself. Have fun reading it.
So hilariously, they chose the best art as the starter. I love this so much. Alright, and then our grade 1 for the right deck.
New family Bebebebe. So its effect is when this unit is placed by riding from a Corocoro, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Blitz Order or up to 1 card with Bebebebe or Big Bro Takahashi in its card name from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle the deck.
So basically it's like Lascaria.
Yeah, but it has a lot more targets.
A lot more targets. Oh yeah, by the way, the reason why there's even a Blitz Order synergy is because this deck actually is linked to Cristianos. For those of you who remember, Cristianos is the best deck. So there's actually a Cristianos line to Bebebebe that you can play thanks to the promotional manga. I'm going to link my previous Cristianos video as well now that I just remembered this. So check that out in case you're also still interested in Bebebebe, but you don't really want to play the Corocoro style cards. You can actually look into a Cristianos direction. I think it's pretty fun for the Japanese players to have that. I don't know if English is getting that. I hope you guys do, because I think you guys actually deserve that. But yeah, also because Cristianos is best deck, so of course I have to bring it up again. Here's our grade 2.
Next is Unconventional Baby Bebebebe, wherein this unit is placed by riding from a Corocoro. Search your deck for up to 1 grade 0 normal unit with Bebebebe in its card name, call it to Rearguard Circle and shuffle the deck. This is basically your Trickstar searcher.
Okay, so which card are we calling from this?
So we have 2 different targets actually.
We have 2 different Trickstars?
Yes.
Alright, let's show off.
So we have what I like to call Serious Bebebebe, but his actual name is Loves His Older Brother Bebebebe. If your Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Bebebebe in its card name or a Corocoro Vanguard, this unit's original power becomes 10k.
You get a grade 0 10k beater.
Yes, it's active on your opponent's turn too, by the way.
Why? Do you get such easy rush targets? You literally get a Knight of Silent Skeleton for doing nothing?
That's right, and if you don't like being offensive, we also have a defensive option. And this is cute little brother Bebebebe. Continuous on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Vanguard with Bebebebe in its card name or a Corocoro Vanguard, this unit gets Intercept. And its second effect is if your drop zone has a Blitz Order, this unit gets plus 5k shield.
So not only do you get either a Night Silence Gallatin as your Trickstar, you can just get a defensive 10k shield as your Trickstar.
Yes,
Because it gets intercept.
correct.
Who allowed this? And Bushiroad said they wanted to kill Hostage, but they still have the audacity to print this nonsense. My oh my. Alright, let's move out of the way so we can quickly cover the boss of this deck. And this is of course the highest rarity. We actually own the highest rarity of this guy. This is...
Non-standard newborn, Bebebebe,
Okay.
age 0.
Now, this is the original triple rare. Just in case, those of you who are in English trying to build this deck, this is what the original triple rare looks like. We just happen to own the highest rarity of this thing for no reason.
I bet I managed to pull it.
Yeah, so congrats to you. Okay, tell us what it does.
Alright, its first effect is continuous on Vanguard Circle. During your turn, if you have a unit with in the explosive growth state, all of your front row Corocoro get plus 10k power. Yeah, so as long as you have a guy...
Wait. Isn't that just Jheva's skill?
Yes, but it's free and it can even work while your opponent is on grade 2.
No, but Maha could do that. Oh no. So you just get a passive plus 10 to the front row for free.
That's right.
Oh my god. Okay, tell me what else it does.
And its second effect is auto on Vanguard Circle once per turn. When this unit attacks, counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards and stand it. Okay? If the stand was a grade 0 normal unit with Bebebebe in its card name, choose up to one card with explosive growth ability in your hand and explosive growth on that stand unit.
So it's basically just Jheva.
That's right.
Okay, I feel now, since we finally managed to cover the grade 3 boss, and now that we are aware that the right line is a literal 1-to-1 remake of Yu Yu Kondo, I think now we can actually talk about the explosive growth mechanic. Can you tell us what is the explosive growth mechanic?
Alright, so the Bebebebe deck itself comes with two versions of the explosive growth unit, one being a common and one being a triple red. So both of them have different effects, but the explosive growth mechanic is basically like Overdress. You just place it on top of a grade 0 Bebebebe.
So either one, right? It's not
Either one.
name locked like Jheva. Because Jheva, when you play Prayer Dragons, you have to look for the other one. But this guy, you can just...
Yeah, because it is back to the original Overdress mechanic, not the new one.
Yeah, but your original Overdress mechanic sucks, right?
It's been getting better, I guess.
Getting better. We may just do another Maha video this year. Let's see how that goes.
Alright, and so the explosive growth state, once they are in explosive growth state, they gain certain effects. However, at the end of the battle that the unit attacks, the explosive growth state goes back to your hand, and you just leave the grade 0 on the field.
I see. So in the main phase, right, you have a grade 0, you Overdress, and after that you attack with the bugger, and then after that he pops back, right?
Yes.
Then when the Vanguard attacks, sorry, this one's also rested too. When the Vanguard attacks, you stand this guy, and then you superior explosive growth. So in that sense, you basically restand the unit. It's just that the overgrowth mechanic requires you to put it back to your hand. So this forces you to superior explosive growth / whatever not during the battle phase. Is that correct?
That's right.
So in that case, then the deck is locked to 4 attacks. Right?
Pretty much, but it's 4 really big attacks.
Alright, so since you claim it is 4 really big attacks, let's go through the rest of the deck and see if that's true or not. So for our grade 3s, we play 4 copies of the Bebebebe Vanguard. This is the same one we covered from the right deck. We just play 1 in the main deck. Sorry, we play 1 in the right deck, 3 in the main deck. And then the other one we have is this one. This is...
The explosive growth. Its name is Bebebebe Takahashi, not a piece of regret of this birth.
What is that name? Okay, keep going.
Alright, its effect is explosive growth. You can explosive growth it on a grade 0 normal unit with Bebebebe in its card name.
So either one of these two again.
That's right. And its auto ability is when this unit is in explosive growth state, attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard. This unit gains plus 10k power until end of battle. For free. Then you can counterblast 1, and this unit gains an additional critical until end of that battle.
So they remade Virina
Espera.
the
Expector?
horse one. Expector.
Yeah.
They made Virina Expector a common.
That's right.
Oh my come on, Kidani, what are you doing, man? You're killing her.
And its second effect is at the end of the battle, it attack. If this unit is in explosive growth state, leave this unit's growth source on the rearguard circle.
So basically, the original grade 0
That's
where
right.
it came from. So let me get it straight. You overdress, then you attack, right? Then he gets 10k and CB1 he gets a crit as well.
That's right.
And then after that, he just goes back to the hand.
Correct.
Then when your Vanguard attacks, you just call it back again, overdress, and then swing again for another 23k 2 crit.
Yes.
And no restriction on going first, going second.
For the plus 10k, it requires you to attack into a grade 3 or greater Vanguard.
But the crit doesn't.
It has a comma. There's a lot of commas in this attack.
Can I read that?
Yeah.
Can I read this? Oh no, it's when he attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a strictly going second option then.
Yes.
Okay, that's not that bad. I mean, Varina Expecta going first is kind of nonsense, but okay, going second, I can understand that. So that means you only get one option going first, which is the grade 2.
Yes.
Alright, so let's talk about the grade 2 then. Our grade 2s, we played this one from the right deck. This is the same one. We already
Unconventional baby.
covered. Then for our grade 2s, we get a lot of the key cards in this deck really start to show. The Blitz order that we've been alluding to, and as well as this one.
Alright.
So let's cover the grade 2 first, so we can cover the mechanic.
Okay, so the grade 2 is, its name is Lively Baby Bebebebe. Same explosive growth on a grade 0 normal unit with Bebebebe in its card name. And its auto effect is when this unit is placed on rearguard circle by explosive growth, Energy Blast 3, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 5k until end of turn.
Wait, they printed you a gun cycler?
It's more Varina Arcs but using energy.
That's really good.
And you can do it twice in a turn because guess what?
So that's where all your energy goes into. An EB3 draw 1.
Yes.
And it's a 15k attacker twice.
Correct. But if you're on your grade 3 Vanguard, it's a 25k attacker twice.
Oh right, because of the plus 10k to the front row.
But do remember the plus 5k is locked to the Energy Blast 3, so if for some reason you decide not to use the Energy Blast 3, it'll still be a 20k attacker if you're on your grade 3, but only a 10k attacker on your grade 2.
Not sure why you would do that, but I guess you can. So wait, hold on. Help me understand this a little bit more. So that skill is not restricted to grade, right? So
No, it's not.
Because it's a grade 2. So you can just overdress on turn 2, EB3 draw 1 plus 5, and then
Correct.
just swing for 15k. But if you're on your grade 3 turn with the Bebebebe Vanguard, they all get 10k to the front row, so it's a 25k swing.
Correct.
Unboosted.
Unboosted.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. So I'm guessing that's the reason why this is the triple rare of this deck.
Correct.
Because it really solidifies the early game of this deck. But again, even though I'm talking about rarities, please don't misunderstand me. They're all really cheap. Like all these foils are all about 200 yen a piece. So I believe in USD is like $1, I think, or something. I have no idea how the conversion works. But I just know it's really cheap because, you know, I built this deck for less than 2,000 yen. So can't be that bad. Alright, now for the honorary Blitz order of this deck.
It's called Left Advance into Space.
And it's Star Wars
That's right.
with Captain Underpants in the background.
Correct. So, you can play this Blitz order with a Soul Blast 1 if you have a Vanguard with Bebebebe in its card name or a Corocoro Vanguard. You choose one of your units being attacked and it gets plus 5k power until end of battle. Then, you choose up to 2 normal units with Bebebebe in their different card name from your drop and call them to Guardian Circle. If your Vanguard with Bebebebe in its card name, when you would choose cards from the drop, you can choose trigger units instead of normal units.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, so that means you can just guard with any of the Bebebebes in the deck.
Correct.
And the Bebebebes are also the entire trigger lineup.
Correct.
So you get 30k shield.
30k shield plus 5 from the Blitz order itself.
Oh no.
And Soul isn't really an issue for this deck
Why?
because there really isn't many costs associated with Soul Blast in this deck.
Okay.
There is one card, but we don't really use it that much. It's just for recovery. But other than that, you don't really need to use a Soul in the deck. Which is why this Blitz order is easily a 4-off. Even on your grade 2 Vanguard, if you really want to play defensively and tankily, you can just guard early game with your triggers and just reuse them from the drop zone for any bigger attacks later on.
Wow. I see. That's very interesting. And you can even play this with the Cristianos deck. because it has the Bebebebe name.
Correct.
Wonderful. All right, grade 1. Let's kick this in a high gear. Our grade 1s we have.
New family, Bebebebe. This is the right line, grade 1.
It's the running grade 1. If you didn't pay attention, just scroll backwards. It'll do you a lot of good. And my favorite Nightrose card, the Bebebebe Perfect Guard. Now, you can't really cheat this out to the Guardian Circle, but just having a guy with a carrot stare at you like that, this is amazing. Vanguard's amazing. 4 copies of No Morals Taro.
Zero Morals Taro.
0 Morals Taro. 2 copies of the older brother.
Big Brother Takahashi.
Big
yes.
Brother Takahashi. So this is like his brother.
Yes, you can search this out from the right line effect also.
And then you also have the Takahashi family. All 4 of them, the mom, the dad, the baby, and the older son, as well as the dad, all in the card. So yeah, pretty interesting. I can talk about some of them actually. So the Perfect Guard, as usual, just play this as a 4-off. You need 4 Perfect Guards. You can combo this with Elvina and Hostage, but I think at the point of this video's release, the March ban list may be out already. So I'm just praying that deck is dead. Holy crap, nobody likes this deck anymore. And then moving on, we also have 2 copies of This is the Older Brother. The Older Brother's effect is very simple. You just rest this card. You choose a grade 0 Bebebebe from your drop zone and add it back to your...
No, you just call it.
You call it the Vanguard Circle. So you can, of course, just use this in a hostage build to hostage people because, you know, some people just don't like fun. Some people believe they're the best in the world, but they're actually really outdated. Or you could just, you know, be human and just call all your grade 0 Bebebebes as trick stars and then just cross Overdress.
And since this Bebebebe has intercept, you can just intercept with it. Next turn, you just rest this guy, call it back.
So Bebebebe can go infinite defense now. Right? That's what you're telling me, right?
Sure.
Nightrose, you have been dethroned. Go home. And then we have 2 copies of Takahashi family. This one's really simple. You just, when placed on Vanguard Circle, so blast 2, choose one of your units with the explosive growth keyword, add it back to your hand.
Correct.
From the drop zone. So
this is the only card that Soul Blast in the entire deck. Like
besides
I said,
the Blitz Order.
Yes, like I said, it is for recovery. If for some reason you early game got rushed or you needed to discard the card for right deck, you can just get it back to hand.
Oh, and yeah, by the way, I know I don't want to be that asshole, but I have to say I'm sorry. You can just Soul Blast out the right line and add it back. This is just greed shit. It's just greed shit.
You have to add back the explosive growth.
Yeah, but you can touch the drop and edit stuff back from drop to hand now. It's just greed shit.
Sure.
Nightrose, get out. And now, for the reason why we're using this playmat, it is 0 Morals Taro. 0 Morals Taro, very interestingly, I'm going to give you a fun fact. This art is actually the Takahashi family. And you can see at the back, there's a little hand there in the art of the Takahashi family, right? And you may be wondering, why is there a mess at the back? It's actually this guy. He's just camping behind them in his underwear. Like, I don't know how much Bushiroad pays the Corocoro artist to paint such metal artworks, but like, you know how people say Legion artworks are cool? This is so much cooler. You have the family, and in the back you have a naked guy just sitting behind. Like, how many of you have naked men sitting behind your family photos? Leave me a comment, that's a question. So, what does this guy do? Well, it's very simple. When placed on a Vanguard Circle, if you have a Vanguard with Bebebebe in its card name, or a Corocoro Vanguard, cost you can counterblast 1, and your opponent discards a card from their hand. Would you like to discard
a trigger?
So basically, this is a CB1 hand rip, right? So all of you remember the original Nubatama Grade 1, Fuki, right? What's his name, Fuki?
Yeah, Fuki.
Fuki. So they basically just printed Jheva, a Fuki clone. No question. We just have it. We have a naked guy sitting behind a family, and he can hand rip for free. And his only conditions are Bebebebe or Corocoro. So you can play this in any Corocoro deck, even the ones I don't get to talk about on this channel. Channel memberships, please help me. Or you could just play this in a Bebebebe deck, including the Cristianos deck. You can give Cristianos hand rip. And I cannot shout louder than that, because if that point doesn't sit in your head, I don't know what will at this point. This is horrible. Okay, well, let's move on to the second skill then. At the end of the battle, that this unit boosts a unit with the explosive growth keyword. If you have a Bebebebe Vanguard that's grade 3 or greater, am I correct?
If you have, yes.
You can retire this unit.
Put this unit into soul.
Put this unit in soul, you can counter charge 1 or energy charge 3. So
the unit has to be in an overgrowth state, by the way.
State. So that means you have to boost a unit that is successfully under the influence of Overdress. right? So you just boost any one of your units, right? And then you can move him to the soul. So he gives you +1 soul, and then from there it gets even worse because he gives you either a counter charge or an energy charge 3, which is even better than Rotovisor, because Rotovisor only gives you energy charge 2. So like,
Normally you would try going for the counter charge, but if you feel like you need more cards to live with, then you can go for the energy charge so you can draw more with lively Bebebebe.
so this guy can not only fund the grade 3 X. I forgot his name. Damn it.
This is
No, the Virina one. I'm thinking.
not a piece of regret of this birth.
No, I nobody knows that by the name. I'm talking about it. What was the Virina clone of this guy?
Expector.
Expector. Yeah. So he's basically either funding an Expector or your Virina arcs. Yeah, it's a custom guard. It's a custom guard. I don't know how they allow this to happen. Like you get Fuki and a superior Bobble Mine in one card. Like, oh no.
I mean, he kind of refunds his own cost a little bit if you decide on the counter charge option.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, he makes it a free
fun.
option. So it's a net 0 hand rip, which is basically what Fuki does, because he moves to the soul and then he rips you one as well.
Yeah, I mean, you still have the CB1.
Yeah, but in 2011, like, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
It didn't matter.
fair enough.
So, okay, yeah, wow, we've established this is probably the best card in the deck by far. So yeah, play this at 4.
Really deserving of its triple rest letters.
Definitely. And again, I may have been bragging about this card and its artwork and its skill and everything as Captain Underpants, naked dude just sitting behind. I'll just remind you, this guy cost me 250 yen. I don't know how badly the yen is doing now, but just do your own conversion for those of you who are not Japanese. You'll understand what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, just so you know, this guy might be the only counter charge in the entirety of the Corocoro nation. Over 100 cards and we have one counter charge.
Wow, that speaks a lot, doesn't it?
We have energy charge, but counter charge is really rare.
Counter charge is really rare. Okay, our grade zeros. Let's finish this up then. So this is the grade 0 starter. This is of course Bebebebe. Of course, because this is the Virina style deck, we do have to talk about the other two that we mentioned earlier. So just to solidify everyone's minds, we are playing 4 copies of this one
Loves his older brother, Bebebebe.
and 3 copies of the Shield guy.
Cute little brother, Bebebebe.
Now the benefit that Bebebebe has over, Yu Kondo is that Yu Kondo only gets 4 trick stars. We can play up to 8. But in this deck though, because of how flexible it is, you don't need to max out on 8, I believe. Would you agree?
No, you do not need.
You don't need to max out 8. Like at most you only need 2 for each column so you can, attack and win the game. So frankly, once you hit like 3 copies in circulation, you kind of won. So you don't really need 8. So
And worst comes to worst, you can use Big Brother Takahashi to bring them back from the drop zone.
absolutely. So I think overall, playing it to 6 to 7 is fine. We are playing it at 7 just because we can, but again, it's up to your preference. Now that this set is finally coming to English, I think really everyone can get a chance to test it, and I think that's what's so wonderful about this game. So, of course, then for our triggers itself, 1 over trigger, just play the Corocoro over trigger. It's just the blue OT and the red OT mixed together. We play, how many criticals is this now?
This is 5 crits.
We play 5 crits, 3 effect draws, 3 fronts, and then we play 4 heals. Again, we recommend you as much as possible to play the Bebebebe trigger lineup because it will work very well for your Blitz order. So as long as you're building Bebebebe, I strongly do recommend you to pick up these triggers with his art on it. If you want to play any other trigger for Bebebebe, you are running into a disadvantage of not being able to play the maximum number of names, so just bear in mind.
Do note that the reason why we are not running the effect triggers of Corocoro, even if they have the Bebebebe art, is because they do not have the Bebebebe name. So you can't use it with the Blitz order.
Yeah,
that's why
they have to state Bebebebe. You have to see that.
Oh yeah, these are all references to constellations. So
yeah, and of course our effect triggers don't really matter because they're all generic. So the artworks you can just mix it around. So we are playing 1 black because black is another Corocoro deck we hope to cover in the future, and my personal favorite Chrono. So we just threw him in there as well. Again, these are all common printings, so that should tell you a lot. But these aren't dual nation, so these are actually purely for Corocoro decks. So if you're buying this for another deck, I'm sorry, but everything else is dual nation. So you could just play the entire Corocoro trigger set in like, I don't know, Bruce. You can if you want to. Okay, so that wraps up the Bebebebe deck profile for Corocoro. I want to talk about the conclusion in two parts. First and foremost, I want to talk about the conclusions for the deck, and then conclusions for collabs itself. So, what do you think about this deck overall?
Okay, so this deck, I would say it is within the Corocoro meta itself. If you just think within the Corocoro decks, it is very strong. It has a lot of recursion. It is very tanky, and its offense is very decent. But within the wider Vanguard landscape, this deck can struggle a bit, mainly due to the presence of control. If you notice from the rest of the Corocoro decks, most of them do not have any control options. Only power and a lot of different effect skills. Just look at Grandpa Danger. He's the one who's most likely to have retired, but he doesn't have much of that.
Yeah, he barely has unless you play the Dragon Empire stuff inside.
Yes. So this deck can be very weak to control because none of your Great Zeros have resist like Trickstar, and
none of your cards actually have ways to give your overdressed states units protection. I joke about Jheva a lot, but Jheva has stuff like Aparajia. Jheva is a lot like the Field Order Reset. Bebebebe has neither of those defensive options, and you don't even have that much space to try and store in ladder. You could, but it is another slot you have to contest for. So again, that's the real only problem that Bebebebe has over the other decks, is that it really lacks a way to protect its board. Now, that being said, though, it's still a pretty decent deck altogether.
Yes. Another issue with this deck that you can find is that it has a high engine requirement. What I mean is, playing it within the Corocoro Nation itself, you can run it pretty pure. That's not much of an issue. But if you want to splash it into Stoicheia, that's where you might start running into certain issues. Because
the only deck you can splash it in is Cristianos, because of the name synergy. Any other thing you want to put it in, I would say is virtually not gonna happen.
Yes, it is not recommended. But you guys can test it out to see what really works for you.
For sure.
And see what kind of Stoicheia brews you guys can come up with.
Yeah, because Stoicheia pilots are very genius, and they sometimes have too much free time and they write entire encyclopedias about single decks. Wing wing. Now, the real kicker of this video. What about collabs? What is the conclusions we learn about collabs? I feel like now that we have another full set in English for collab sets, I feel that a lot of people hate collabs because they have weird arts, they have a lot of push power levels, they are usually meta warping, like how in Japan we had Mushi King, Ebisu, Love and Berry. It is very irritating, especially for us who try and compete, that every season we get kicked out by a random arcade deck. It sucks. But I would say that for the Corocoro collab, at least, I'm willing to defend it. I'd say that, because, it's a much more fleshed out collab than previously. They put in a lot of effort for their arts. They link it in to other decks they've already done in main nations, right? It's not like Love and Berry had a Selgown clone. They don't get that. But, when I tell you stuff like, you can play a hand-ripped underwear naked man in Cristianos, what other collab offers you that? And that's also because maybe Vajula is part of Corocoro technically. So maybe that's the whole reason why there's a lot more effort in this collaboration. I don't know. But I would say please don't sleep on the Corocoro decks, because a lot of them are not only fairly well powered, a lot of them are actually pretty fun and don't feel as, should I say, soulless? Brainless as some of the other collab decks like Bank Dream, like Mygo, like come on, like is that really Vanguard?
Another thing I like about the recent collaborations is that most of them are dual nation, which means that these decks are not left by the wayside as the rest of Vanguard keeps getting support. So previously, collabs just are stuck in their own nation. Look at Shaman King, look at Record of Ragnarok.
I'll do a Record of Ragnarok video for my channel memberships, okay? I'll do it. You pay me and I'll do it.
So you see they get support and then it's one and done. Eventually they get power crap and they become unusable.
Yeah.
But now that these new collabs are dual nation, they have a lot more longevity compared to the older collabs, and I like it very much.
Okay, so I think that's really all we can say. Again, no matter what we say, if you guys just don't agree, I mean that's completely fine. There's a comment section for a reason. But I hope to be able to do at least one more Corocoro video with you, Nami. Thank you so much for coming onto the channel.
No problem.
yeah, I think that's all. We'll end it there. Again, all the links that you need will be down below. And yeah, this deck is definitely the cheapest Corocoro deck, I say, in my opinion. The rest of them, some of the triple rares are a bit more pricier, you know, like the grandpa stuff,
Black.
the black stuff. Like black is another one who's highly meta, so we will be talking about him. But yeah, that's really all I can say. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
For those of you who like to make babies cry, watch out, because a baby is coming to make you cry.
That is the lamest thing I've heard in my entire life.